Alright, good morning everybody. I'm going to work. There is a new update out. I have not received it. So I'm still on 11.4.7.3. We are heading into work. And I keep making videos and they're not what I want. So I mean, I don't know. By the time I get to rendering them and everything, it's like 2 days later, and everything that I talked about in the video, like specific to that day, like the Cybertruck's gonna launch in 2 days. Well, that was like, 5 days ago. So anyway, I did have, so one of the drives, and I may put it up, I had a lot of problems. It was very heavy traffic. There was an accident on the highway, and it was bumper to bumper, and so the car tried to route me a different way, like all these back roads, and I decided to not allow it to do that, and I ended up going up some mountain roads, and it didn't like it. It kept slamming on the brakes, and not really driving smoothly. It definitely didn't like it, and then it ended up routing me onto the highway in bumper to bumper traffic. But the way the system works is it'll turn on its turn signal and get over in a spot where there's room, even if it's a little bit tight. What it won't do is decide I'm going to cut in here like any normal human and kind of move over into the lane in bumper to bumper traffic. It'll instead say, oh, I can't get in there, and then it'll speed up and go to the next spot where it thinks it might be able to get in, and says, oh, I can't get in there, and it'll speed up and go to the next spot, and then you're the guy that's like cutting all the way to the front of the line, when and nobody's gonna let you in, so you end up taking that exit because that's a entrance and an exit ramp. So not ideal, and I might show that a little bit. I ended up disengaging a lot. It does not like this. It keeps hitting the brakes. It doesn't like this turn. It's like a weird S turn. Yeah, it doesn't like it. Never has. Well, then go into self-driving. Thank you. And here it's okay. So it is getting out of the way and slamming on the brakes and getting out of the way. And, okay. That wasn't handled too poorly. It's definitely handled worse in situations like that before. And I think that's decently well documented about how it's just like it'll see an oncoming car and it will slam on the brakes and cut behind a parked car, even though somebody else is waiting for you. I'm not going straight. I'm going to turn. I'm not trying to cross the road at a stop sign. Usually handles this pretty well. Taking this turn up here. I keep putting this on my videos, and I want to tell people, but I haven't been putting the videos up. So I got my first Tesla referral ever from one of my viewers on this channel. None of my family or friends that have bought Teslas have used it, but somebody on this channel did, and I really hope they enjoy their new Tesla. So, you know, I don't get the points unless they finish their purchase. So, whether that happens or not, you know, that's up to them. But I do appreciate that they used my referral in their reservation. Occasionally here it'll, yeah, see, it doesn't like these cars. It's basically stopping. And I've come up here and the car has turned on its turn signal to pass all these cars and get up to the stop sign or the stoplight. And that was not the ideal behavior. I also don't like that it's, I mean, there's enough room for cars to get past me, but it does like to split this lane here and make it so that, you know, I'm driving down the middle of it. Okay, where are you taking me? You know what? I don't normally go that way, but I suppose we can go that way today. We'll see how she does. I'm pressing on the accelerator just a little bit because this thing, it coming up to a stop when there's nobody in front of me, it's fine. But when there's somebody in front of me, it'll like stop. I mean, it'll have to do the full 100% stop, which is excruciatingly slow. And then the person in front of me moves forward and it'll just creep up to the sign, and it takes about 5 times longer to get to the sign than it would if, you know, you were just driving along. So I always tend to press the accelerator a little bit just to like not have like 2 or 3 people on the other light. I feel like could go if I didn't press the accelerator a little bit. Get over into the next lane. Come on. There you go. Okay. So yeah, there's no traffic, but I would have gotten over a little bit earlier than that. And then you're not even fully in this turn lane. There. I think I'm still not even fully in the turn lane. Morning coffee. Doing that pretty well. Took took that just a tiny bit slower than I would have, but that's okay. I tend to be tight on people at left turn signals because those lights don't last very long at all. That was cute. They put little Santa hats on the bollards. Silly. Okay. You didn't have to hit the brakes that hard. Alright. Looks like we are... Yeah, it's doing this weird thing. So if I go up here and turn onto here, this will go up and eventually get me on the highway. Yeah, I'm paying attention to the road. I'm not even really moving. Okay. Normally I would just keep going straight up here, but then there's like this weird 160-degree turn, which basically gets me back to the same spot. So we'll follow this one. It's an okay route. Why are you... No, you're not going around somebody. Trying to pass people on the right thinking that it's a 2-lane road when it's not. Literally tried to go around all these people to get up in front of that lane. I really hope version 12 can decipher that, but I don't know that it can. I don't know how they fix something like that. Yeah. I mean, I can hope that on the 11.4.8 release that's coming out, they fix some of this stuff, but I don't know. I'm really hopeful for it, but a lot of the stuff that I'm finding tends to be like a navigation mapping issue. I don't know that that's a mapping issue. It could be. Could be that it thinks that that's 2 lanes when it's not. There are other spots where, like, I'll be driving down a 4-lane road, 2 lanes in each direction, and the car will... Okay, what do you... Yeah. The car will be driving along, and, it'll say, switching lanes to follow route, and it'll get into the right lane. Left lane's not ending, still going on. And then half a mile later, it'll get back into the left lane saying switching lanes to follow route. The route didn't change, it's still the same lanes. And then it'll come up on, the turn to get to my house, and it'll try to switch back to the right lane when I'm turning left. So, I don't know. And there's another spot where I get to this intersection. Every time I pass this intersection, it shows me going straight. It'll turn the turn signal on. There's no other lane to go to there either. It'll just turn on the turn signal every time I pass it. And this is all generated by I'm assuming it's generated by the navigation. It thinks that there's a turn there or some reason to turn on the turn signal when there's not. And you know, we get map updates all the time, but the fact that it just, like, you know, here it might turn on the turn signal. I know coming back down this road, when I get to this intersection, there's a little curve here, and one of these lanes just goes right and the other one goes straight. Every time, because there's a little curve there, it'll turn on the turn signal. This is well documented. Everybody complains about the turn signal thing, and you know, everybody within the Tesla community knows what's going on, or at least everybody in the full self-driving community. But everybody else on the road doesn't know what the hell is going on, so you're driving along and your turn signals keep going on, and the person driving behind you is like, what's this guy doing? So, food for thought. If you see a Tesla driving down the street and its turn signals are randomly turning on, they're probably using full self-driving. Alright, let's get around this. Once we get on this road, it's a pretty straight shot. I'll go ahead and fast forward, and you know, unless something significant happens, we'll just let the video run. Okay, I think the last time I did this, I had to manually, okay, the Tesla wasn't getting over early enough for the person behind me, and I wasn't about to get cut off by him being a jerk. Technically, he was trying to drive in the lane, you know, this stuff, it's split here, and he's trying to drive in that split area. So it's not the Tesla's fault, but the impatient guy behind me. So it's actually getting over to the right lane directly. I did press my accelerator through there just a tiny bit. Like I said, left turns, you know what, we're just gonna go. It's still yellow. There we go. Left turns, those lights do not stay green very long. So I get being cautious, but I can be cautious and still get through the light in a timely manner. Anyway, straight shot. We'll see you as soon as we get up to the highway. Okay, so we're coming up on, it looks like there's a construction area up here, and then we're going to be getting back on the highway. So let's see how this goes. Alright, so I didn't have any people in the right lane to contend with there. Doing a good job, sees all the cones end. That last cone was a little bit in the road, and I think or in a little bit in this lane, and so it told me to take control, but it passed it just fine and then took over. Yeah. Okay. I have other videos. I might do one as a short. When I come in from the other direction, I come in on the left and I have to cross 5 lanes. I think it's a total of 7 lanes that I have to cross because I'm in the far right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I get over one more, 5, and then one more at the. Alright, hey everybody, sorry about that. I got a phone call right in the middle of that. But car got on the highway, no issues. I was saying that I might do a short of it. I have where I have to go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get into this lane, and then 6 to get this opens up into another lane on my normal drive to work. And so yeah, so I might do a short of that because it executes that flawlessly every time. And I think it's like 2 miles and I have to go over 6 lanes. Not bad. So I mean, there are definitely areas where this thing completely excels. and that is definitely one of them. Interestingly, the car used to get up to no stop on reds, and it would just like stop and then creep forward and then go. This one, at least, I don't know if it recognizes the no stop on red sign, or if it's in the GPS, but it will not go at this light when it's red. And we're at work, so thank you guys all for joining. I have my referral code down in the description below. I appreciate everybody joining, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.